In the 1940s, as American industry prepared to meet the demands of a nation at war, workers and their families flocked to the aircraft factories and steel mills of eastern Baltimore County. Government and local builders created neighborhoods and apartment complexes like Kingsley Park, and the new residents of Essex Middle River became an integral part of our East Side communities. But as time passed and the economics of the region changed, so did the fortunes of the Kingsley Park apartment complex and its residents. What was once a vibrant home for families became a rundown center for drugs and crime.
The pain is gone. That's all I can say, the pain is gone.
It's more than a building demolition for Felicia Bookman. It's an escape from brick wall memories, stonewalled by crime and fear. She says she'll never forget the sounds of night.
My body got in an unconscious habit when I hear gunshots just to roll out of my bed on the floor. My whole side used to be so sore.
The Kingsley Park apartments were once a culture of poverty and violence, a complex where county police received over 1,800 calls a year. Now a plan to revitalize and restructure the 18-acre property spearheaded by County Executive Jim Smith.
It may have been a long time coming, but as they say, the wait was worth it.
Well, I'm excited to see this. I'm becoming more invested because I'm a Hartford County transplant. I've been moving here in 2 months. I have a business here and marina here, and marina operators and marine trades have been pushing for development in this area, and we see it as just awesome. It's just going to snowball, and there's no stopping it now.
I'm excited because I didn't really particularly care for the community that was there previously. I built my house there 15 years ago, and I like the quiet home atmosphere. So I would like to see the individual homeowners and people really excited about living in the eastern part of Baltimore County.
Well, I'm tired and wired all at the same time in terms of what folks will say, and I hope that they understand that this is a big responsibility. But it's a great opportunity for them to really decide what goes on in this development. And you know that for so many years it was a troubled property, and now they have a chance to really bring it back to life.
One of the difficulties that you have to understand with development in any community is that, generally speaking, people don't want it to happen there. And so the real challenge is, as a county executive is proposing, is that we get together with the community and they develop their own solutions. So essentially the community is going to come up with its own development plan, if you will, for a site. And when they become part of it, a very exciting thing happens, and that is the community actually embraces the development project.
You tonight and residents throughout the county in the future are really going to have an opportunity for input at the beginning of the process. And communities and developers are going to work together to make sure that proposed new redevelopment results in a buildable plan that enhances the surrounding neighborhoods.
The reason why it gets you excited is because you can see the satisfaction in people's eyes when they've been through the process, they've worked with it, and now they see the result. And so many times in the past, they've wondered where's the result? Well, here's the result, and they see the proof in the pudding.
The first step in this process is called a charrette. It's a series, and you're starting it tonight. It's a series of planning and design meetings where residents can make suggestions, review development proposals, and work with developers to create a buildable plan.
Well, the old way is the developer buys a piece of property, he comes in and he builds what he wants to put in that particular area. Of course, what the zoning calls for. Here, it's, you know, you could put the type of zoning, but it's with the 80% of community support.
What you're doing tonight is you're coming up with the buildable plan in this process that's just been described to you. And if you want to know where it goes from there, is, as you know, Baltimore County owns this land. We are going to put out a request for proposal to anybody who wants to develop this property. And they are going to be required to develop it consistent with the plan that comes out of this charrette process. So you are specifically and truly impacting what's going to happen on this site in Essex Middle River. This process was you. That's how we got to where we are tonight. That's how we got to the technical experts taking what you gave them at the end of May and early June and putting it into a pattern book, which is intended to accomplish your vision. Renaissance just isn't bricks and mortar. Renaissance is also the human capital, the people who live in the community.